Hello everyone, my name is Travel Ted and I'm a travelling bear. I'm going to tell you a story today about kids clubs. It was nearly the holidays and my best friends Ben and Annie came home from school talking about the kids club their friend was going to over the summer. The friend said that she did not want to go because it would be boring and rubbish and there would be absolutely nothing to do there. I thought how glad I was that we didn't have to go to a kids club in our holidays. And then, a few weeks later, while we were on holiday, Mr. and Mrs. Booker told us that they were going shopping for the day. We don't like shopping very much, and we moaned that we would only be very, very bored. That's when Mr. Booker announced that we would be spending the whole day doing activities at a kids club. We didn't want to go, but it was better than shopping. When we arrived at the kids club, Mrs. Booker had to fill out a form giving the lady at the front desk our names and the names of the people who were allowed to collect us. When she had finished, the lady checked the forms, got up from the desk and said that she would take us all into the club to show us around. We gave Mrs. Booker a kiss and then waved as she disappeared through the door. I was a little bit nervous at first, and so was Annie, but Ben and Everywhere Bear ran straight inside. Inside the club, everything was very, very brightly coloured. Every wall was painted with a different picture. On one wall there was a picture of a garden with grass at the bottom of the wall and a blue sky at the top. There were flowers with little bees on them and pretty butterflies fluttering by. There were rabbits jumping through the long grass and a big sun in the top corner with a beautiful rainbow underneath. On another wall there were pictures of robots, bright, shiny silver ones with blue eyes and red and yellow buttons. They were marching about between big, tall buildings. There was a wall with planets and the moon, big bright stars and little spaceships flying through the Milky Way. One wall even had a picture of dinosaurs on, and I especially liked the pterodactyl flying through the sky. There was a big gallery area with lots and lots of pictures drawn by the children. Pictures were drawn in pencils, pens, crayons and paints of every colour you could imagine. There were little tables in red, blue, yellow and green with little chairs to match, and on each little table there was a different activity arranged. There were lots of helpers too, who were good at cutting and sticking and other things which were a bit difficult for little paws like mine. There was a reading corner with lots of books and little sofas you could sit on while you were reading. Annie read me a story about a hungry caterpillar, and I liked it very much, listening to how he munched his way through so much food. There was a red arch leading into another room with a television, and a soft area with cushions to sit on while you watched. There were lots and lots of different video game machines, and next to the arch, there were two doors leading to the toilets. One was for the girls and another for the boys. I looked to see if there was one especially for teddies, but I didn't see one. Right on the back of the room, there was another door leading to a small garden area with a water play tank and a sand pit, and there were little bicycles and toy cars to ride on too. The children's club was like a dream come true, and when Annie and I went in, we loved it. I think Ben and Everywhere Bear liked it too, but they seemed too busy all day doing different things to us. Ben made a clay monster with spiky spines and big teeth and drew lots of pictures of dinosaurs. I think he copied them from the wall. He played on the video games and watched television and scuttled about on the cars outside. Everywhere Bear was his passenger, and as they went past Annie and I, they shouted, "Beep, beep, beep! Mind the road, mind the road!" Annie and I laughed. Annie made a peg dolly using a wooden peg which she wrapped in red material for a dress. It had yellow wool hair, and the lady helped her draw some pretty blue eyes and pink lips on the face. "I'm going to call her Peggy Potts," Annie said, and I thought how much Mrs. Potts would like it that she had a dolly named after her. Next we made some jewellery for Mrs. Booker. We used little pieces of clay that we cut into shapes and then painted in gold and silver. I made a round pendant, and Annie made a pretty star. We made holes in the clay with pencils and threaded a piece of wool through to make them into necklaces. The lady who helped us said that we would have to come back the next day to collect them though, because they would take a long time to dry. At lunchtime there were sandwiches or burgers or even chicken nuggets and pizza. I had pizza because travel bears love pizza. After lunch the tables were cleared and we were each given a piece of black card and a piece of wool to make eye patches. Annie, Ben, Everywhere Bear and I all shared a table and we had different coloured chairs. Everywhere Bear and Ben argued about who would have the blue chair, and so the lady said that Annie should have the blue chair instead. When we had finished, we were given a white piece of fabric to decorate, and the lady explained that there was going to be a pirates' party on the beach that night. She said that we could make pirate bandanas out of the fabric and decorate them any way that we liked, because at the party there would be a competition to see who had made the best pirate costume. We were very excited, and as we coloured our bandanas in, we talked about the pirates' party and how brilliant it was going to be. Ben kept telling his favourite pirate joke. Why are pirates called pirates? They just are. When we had finished, we wrote our names on the bandanas and patches and left them on the table to dry while we went out into the garden. We played with the water tank and had great fun using the watering cans and pots. We filled them up with water and then we poured them back into the tank so that they made big splashes. By now we were getting tired, so we went inside to watch some television. There was a programme on about a lady who shrank to the size of a pepper pot. She was very tiny, but I don't remember the end because I fell asleep. The next thing I knew, Mr. and Mrs. Booker had come to collect us. We showed them our bandanas and eye patches and told them all about the pirate party later. Ben asked, "Please can we go? Please can we go? Please, please, please!" And Mr. and Mrs. Booker agreed that we could. We were very excited, but didn't forget to ask, "Can we go to the kids' club again tomorrow?" So if you ever have to go to a kids' club and don't want to go, just remember, it might not be exactly what you were expecting. You might just really like it.